Hi everyone. Okay, so here we are with March and week 2 of our core work. So I'm just going to see if I'm in. Oh yes, I am in focus. I looked a little bit fuzzy on that. Right then. Okay, so week 2 with our core work. So what you're going to need for this, if you've got your blocks, your mat, have your mat rolled out, you're not going to need your belt this week. So grab yourself a couple of blankets and things like that. If you've got any small hand weights as well, then just grab hold of those. If you don't worry, you can slide your hands underneath the sofa or something like that. So please don't worry about that. Right then, so let's get started. So get yourself sat onto a block to begin with. So up nice and tall. So you're making sure that you've come into your center and just making sure that you feel that you're ready for your practice. So maybe just closing the eyes and just take a few breaths here. And once you're able just to tune in to how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, then start to move your attention away from that and move it onto your breathing. So keeping with the soft, smooth rhythm of inhalations and exhalations, everything in between, just even recognizing those pauses in between. Now I'm going to turn so the palms are facing up. You're going to join your thumb onto your ring finger and little finger. So stretching out through your index finger and your middle finger, stretching those out. So we're in that. So it's kind of looking like a little bit like a peace sign. But keep the fingers, the extended fingers, just a little bit straighter. And just have them stretching out. Again, just focusing to your breathing. Now with each inhalation, I want you to feel as if you're drawing down from the center of your head, down your spine to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, feel as if you're exhaling up towards the Manipura chakra, so towards that solar plexus area, or just maybe the high part of your belly. So just thinking slightly above the navel. So inhaling down from the center of the skull or behind the back of the eyes, the third eye, down the spine to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, I want you to draw up again towards that Manipura chakra. So inhaling, moving down, exhaling, moving up. Inhaling, moving down, exhaling, moving up. Inhaling, moving down, exhaling, moving up. And each time just drawing back a little bit more just across your belly, just starting to tone and just to be aware of that area holding back. And after your next exhalation, just return just to normal breathing. And softly open the eyes. So we're just going to release the hand mudra and just place the hands down onto the legs. And we're going to go into a breathing technique, Kapilabati. So we did this in the last one in week 1, I believe. So just be aware of the contraindications. Read those in the description. Okay, so with this, you can have your hand just onto the belly, and it's just going to make you more aware of how the belly is moving and where it's moving. So each time you exhale, the belly wants to be snapping back. So we're going to exhale fully first. Inhale up to your full. Exhale fully. Inhale just up to a comfortable breathing, up to a comfortable amount. And then as you're exhaling, exhale forcibly, drawing back across the belly. And then just normal breathing. So you will have realized each time you're after the exhalation, inhalation will naturally start to come in of its own accord. Okay, so let's just do one more round of that. So exhale first. This time just inhaling just to your normal comfortable breath. And then begin. So just slowing down and then coming to your normal breathing. Okay, just softly, just open the eyes for a moment. You may want to just have a little bit of a wriggle out. And then back to upright. Bring your hands to the center of your chest in the Anjali Mudra. Again, closing your eyes. And then begin just to set yourself an intention for your practice. So your intention may be something you're working towards. It may be something that you feel that you need to bring in at this time. So whether that maybe is to bring more happiness into your life, or to bring more joy, to be more peaceful, to be the best version of yourself. Once you have your intention, bring the thumbs up to the space just between your eyes. So just reaffirming your intention and then taking the hands up over the crown. So your intention is then out there. And draw the hands back down towards your heart center and releasing the hands down to the legs. Now you want to be facing towards the short end of your mat. So just bringing yourself off your block and have your legs just into a crook knee position to begin with. So we'll hold onto the backs of the legs, pulling up nice and tall. And then easing back. So you're just getting that little cat stretch going. It's just a seated cat stretch, just pulling yourself forward and then back. And then start to ease off a little bit with the hands. So you know that it's your spinal muscles which are helping you to move forwards and back. And also as well, we feel the core drawing in and tailbone is tucking up as you're pulling back. So we're lifting and then pulling back. So really feeling that the muscles in the back are working, but also, as I say, the core muscles are working. So we can just then start to bring the arms in. So we're going to pull in, fist to the sides of the body. And then straighten the arms out, straighten your hands out as you pull back. And exhaling, pulling it. So, inhale as you come forward. Start again. Right, so we're hands are up to begin with. And then pulling in towards the belly as you exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming in. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming in. So keeping going. You'd think I'd be able to get my words right after a lot of times that I've just done this. Okay, so we're inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, pulling in. Keeping going just a couple more times. That's it. And then we can start to bring the legs in. So we're going to start to pull in towards the body. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, pulling in. One more. Inhale up. Exhale in. This time as we inhale and pull up, we cross over and pull in. So we're inhale up, change the crossover, pulling in. Inhale up, change the crossover, pulling in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Pulling in these fists of fire in towards the body. Couple more. In, up, in, and then up. And placing your feet down. Okay, we're just going to cross over with the legs, take hold, and then rock over and bring your hands onto the floor. So from here, let's just establish a nice firm foundation and a nice strong core. So make sure you feel as if the feet are pressing down onto the floor, hands are really pressing down. Draw back a little bit so you feel as if you're not sinking into the shoulders. That would be that. So pull back, drawing back through your core. Then start to straighten back with your right leg. Lifting that leg up. Have the toes pointing down. At this point, stretching back, squeezing into your core again. Stretch the arm forward in front, then turn to the palm is facing in, and then point the toes. Okay, from here we're going to pull in, so squeezing into your belly, elbow in towards the knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, pulling in. And then one more. So inhale, stretch out. Exhale, pulling in, and then placing the hand down. Okay, so we've got 3 on the other side. So stretch the left leg back, first of all. So engage your core, nice and strong, and then lifting that leg. Keep the heel just pushing away. Taking the opposite arm straight out in front, turn so the palm is facing to the side this time, and then we can point the toes. So again, then we pull in, squeezing into your belly, and then lengthen out. Squeezing in and then lengthen out. Exhale, squeezing in and then lengthen out. And then bringing the hand down, bring the leg down. Okay, let's just have the toes tucked under, push back, belly drawing back as you lift and you come up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So just have a little wriggle out with your feet here. Just start to stretch out just along the backs of the toes and into the whole of the sole of the foot, into the ankles. Start to get the knees moving, start to get your hips moving and your waist moving. And then from here, we're going to start just to walk your feet forward up towards your hands. Now, once you come here right to the top edge of your mat, take your feet out a little bit of a distance apart. Bend your knees as much as you need to so you're not overdoing it on your back. Take hold just above your elbows, pulling down. And then maybe straighten out a little bit with the legs. Take a little rock over from side to side so you feel as if the sides of the body getting lengthened out, but keep the legs and the bottom still heading back. And then here you might want to take just a little nod yes, a little shake no, a little horse impression. So just to relax the face. And then hands down to the floor. You're just going to bring the feet in a little bit closer together. Soften your knees. Slowly roll to come up on this first one. Squeezing into your belly the whole time. Okay, give your shoulders a little bit of a roll back. And then take the arms up. So we're going to bring it down into Utkatasana. But this time, again, make your hands into a fist as you pull in towards the body. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, pulling down. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, pulling down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pulling down. Each time moving that and pulling in towards your belly. So inhale up, exhale down. Next time, take the arms back behind you. So pulling back. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Inhale up, exhale down. And straight up, holding there. Now bring your feet a little bit closer together. Place your hands on top of your head. So you're going to press down through your feet. Might need to just bend your knees a little bit. So pressing down, lifting up, draw back through your belly. Press the head up into the hands. Hands are pressing into your head. Keep the head lengthening up towards the hands. Now you're going to take a little lean over to your right hand side. So you inhale, and then as you exhale, going over to your right. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. Inhale up, over to the right. Inhale up, over to the left. Inhale up, and then stretching your arms up. Okay, long stretch, and then bringing your hands down. Okay, so we're going to run through a few sun salutations. Now this is just going to enable us just to get a little bit more warmed up, a little bit more flexible in the joints as well, and just to prepare us, getting a little bit of heat going in the body, just to prepare us for a few more core exercises. So standing near the top edge of your mat, we're going to take these nice, slowly, really focusing on technique. So bring your hands into your heart center. Again, just reconnect with your intention, which you set earlier. Now from here, take your hands straight up, looking up towards the hands. And then draw the hands down through the midline, coming all the way down, placing your hands down onto the floor. Head down. Inhale, just coming up to halfway. And exhale back down. Take your right leg, a nice big stride back, and bring your knee down. Have the toes, the top of your foot pressing down into the floor. And then squeezing into your belly to bring yourself up. Raise your arms. And then placing the hands back down again onto the floor. Tuck the toes under and the back foot. Straighten that left leg back towards it. And then bring your knees down. Chin and chest coming down to the floor. Keep your bottom up in the air. And then slide forward onto your belly. Now bring your hands a little bit higher up to the more level with your shoulders. Draw back through your belly. Keep the tops of the feet pressing down. Keep the belly drawing back. Lifting up with the top part of your chest. So you can bring your hands off the floor. Make sure, again, you're squeezing the belly back. There'll be a tendency to want to push the belly down to help lift you up, but squeeze it back. Place your hands down. Bring them a little bit lower. Head down. Squeeze it back through your belly to pull yourself up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Take a couple of breaths. Keep squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in. All that time just creating space just across in that midsection. Now bring your right leg up in the air. Keep strong in your belly so you're not just swinging into your back. Squeeze that leg in towards the chest. And then the weight coming over your wrists and placing that foot forward. Stepping in with your left. Look forward, head down. Bend your knees. Take your arms wide. Inhale, come all the way up. And then drawing the hands in. So hands are back into the Anjali Mudra in Namaste. Again, just connect with your intention. And then again, open the eyes. Inhaling, taking the arms straight up. Exhale, draw down through the midline. So squeeze back through your belly as you bring the hands all the way down to the floor. Inhale, looking up to halfway. Exhale, back down. Take your left leg, big stride back. Bring your knee down to the floor. Get the top of the foot pressing down. Squeeze into your belly, bringing in those fists of fire coming in, and then raising your arms. Hands going down to the floor again. Straighten out the back leg, front leg back to join it. Okay, hold here just in your plank. And then bring your knees down to the floor. Again, chin and chest coming down, slide through onto your belly, Tops of the feet pressing down. Squeeze back on your belly. Hands come up that little bit higher. And then lifting up so the top part of your chest, your back off the floor. Raise your arms off the floor. Keep your belly squeezing back. And then placing your hands back down. Bring them a little bit lower, head down. Pull back through the top part of your shoulders. Squeeze back through your belly to the knees and then all the way up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Okay, from here, lifting up with your left leg. Again, remember, keep your belly drawing back so you're not swinging into your back. And then draw that knee in towards the chest. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Comes forward and then in. Okay, and stepping in with the right. So look forward, then head down. Bend your knees, take your arms wide, root down, rise up. Coming all the way up, squeezing into your belly and then drawing the hands in. Again, just reconnect with your intention. Okay, so we're going to run through again. We'll go a little bit quicker and we'll mix things up a little bit for you this time. So again, take your hands straight up, looking up towards the thumbs. And then draw the hands through that midline, squeezing into your belly as you bring the hands all the way down into the floor. Inhale, just coming up to halfway. And then exhale back down. Take your right leg, a nice big stride back. Placing that knee down onto the floor. Take your arms, reach them up first of all. So we're coming right up. And then squeeze into your belly, squeezing, pulling back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, squeeze into the belly. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, squeeze into the belly. So that's 3 times. And the arms go back up and then bringing the hands back down to the floor. Straighten out through the back leg, front leg back to join it. Now we're going to go over onto our right-hand side into Vasvisthasana. So I want to roll over. So I'm onto my right foot and I'm taking my arm up. So aim to lift your hips up as high up as you can. So rather than being a straight line, kind of think of a little bit more of a bow type shape. So really lifting that lower hip. And then bringing that hand down. Okay, knees down. Chin and chest coming down. Slide forward. This time bringing your hands forward, but take a little bit more of a lift. Squeeze in through your belly. Legs are stretching back. And then placing yourself back down. Draw your hands back a little bit lower. Pull to the belly as you come all the way back and up. So again, nice, slow, controlled. And then lifting up with your right leg. Take that leg up nice and high again, not swinging into your back. Bend your knee. Place your left heel, push it back as you bring your right leg over a little bit more towards the left. So feel the opening up through the hip. Keep the belly squeezing in. And then bringing it back round. Draw in towards the belly, squeezing in. And then up between your hands, stepping in with your left. Look forward and then down. Bend your knees, take your arms wide. Inhale, come all the way up. So rooting down, rising up, drawing the hands in. Few breaths here. Again, just reconnect to your intention. And then ready for the other side. So opening the eyes, taking the hands straight up, looking up towards the thumbs. And draw the hands down to the midline. Squeeze it into your belly as you bring the hands down to the floor. Inhale, looking up to halfway. Still squeezing back through your belly. Bring the hands back down to the floor, looking back down. Take your left leg. Nice big stride back. Placing that leg, the knee down and the foot down. Squeeze into your belly as you come up, raising the arms. Then we have 3 here, fists to 5. So we're squeezing in, pulling back. And inhale, lifting up. Again, squeeze in, pulling back. That's 2. Inhale and exhale, squeeze in. That's 3. Taking the arms up. And then placing your hands back down towards the floor. Straighten out through the back leg. Front leg going back to join it. So at the moment, we're just in a plank position. We're going to roll over onto that left-hand side. One foot on top of the other if we can. So we're going to start to raise up with that top arm. Lift the hip up as high as you can. So we're forming more of a bow shape rather than a straight line. So you have your 3 breaths here, and then bringing that hand back down. Okay, so we're back over into a plank. We're then going to knees down, squeezing back through your belly. Chin and chest down. Keep squeezing back, keep squeezing back. Slide yourself forward. Hands go a little bit high. See if we can come up that little bit higher. Stretching out the belly again. Keep the legs going back. Keep the belly drawing in and up. And then back down. Take your hands a little bit lower, come back to the knees. Make sure you're drawing back through your belly as you pull all the way back up. Couple of breaths here. Okay, so we're going to come up with the left foot, or left leg, taking that leg up nice and high. With your right, think of pushing the heel down. Then we're going to bend with the left knee and then opening up through the hip. Okay, bringing that leg back round and then squeeze that leg in towards the chest. Pulling in, pulling in, pulling in and placing that foot forward. Stepping in, look forward and then looking down. Bend your knees, a good deep bend here. Bring your hands straight out in front. You're going to interlock your fingers, but then stretch out through your index finger. Pushing strongly through the legs, squeezing in through your belly. Come all the way up and take it into a slight back bend. And then place your hands straight up and draw the hands in towards your heart center. Oh, okay. Right, so we're going to do a couple more Sun Salutations, this time with without the knee on the floor. So hands are in the Namaste. So looking at the hands, taking the hands straight up. Draw the hands down now through that midline, coming all the way down to the floor. Keep your belly squeezing in. Come up halfway. And exhale down. Take your right leg, big stride back. Now keep the heel lifted on this leg. You might want to take your left foot over a little bit towards the left. Look forward. Make sure that your base is established. Get your hands, squeeze them in towards your belly and curling and coming up. And then keeping that back leg nice and strong. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. So it's 3. Inhale, arms are up. Keep the belly squeezing in as you curl forward, bringing the hands down to the floor. Front leg back. So we're back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now this time, if you come forward into your plank, keep with your toes on the floor, heels lifted. We're just going to rock those hips forward. Keep the belly drawing in. Keep the heels as if they're pushing back. Keep the chest lifted. And then head down. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Squeeze the belly, squeeze your belly, squeeze your belly. Coming all the way back up. Good. Now this time, look forward to the top edge of your mat. We're going to bend and straighten the legs and then jump the feet forward. So we bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Make sure as we do this, you want to be feeling that connection into your belly. Look forward, look forward, look forward. Bend and straighten, and then jump. So landing top edge of your mat, look forward, bend your knees. Now take your hands in front, just interlocking your thumbs. Pressing down with the feet, nice and strong on the legs, squeezing into your belly, coming all the way up. Take a little rock back and then back to upright. Bring your hands together, drawing your hands in. Take a few breaths so we're ready then for the other side. Okay, so taking your arms up and then draw the hands down through your midline, coming all the way down to the floor, placing those hands down. Inhale as you come up to halfway, keep the belly squeezing in. Exhale back down. Take your left leg, big stride back. Now keep that heel lifted, bending the front leg. You might even want to take the front foot over a little bit towards the right. Now, as you're coming up, you're just going to make a fist with the hands, squeezing in, pulling in towards your belly, squeezing in, pulling up. And then inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in, rounding out slightly. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. That's 2. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. That's 3. Inhale, arms up. And then carefully placing the hands back down onto the floor with all of that control. Take the front leg back. So you're just into your plank. Again, we're going to stay pushing back to the heels as you bring your hips forward, squeezing into the belly, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in. Lift your chest. And then pull all the way back. Squeeze it into your belly as you pull back. So take a couple of breaths here. Okay, so from here, look forward to the top edge of your mat. Bend and straighten your legs. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Make that connection, get it into your belly. Look forward, stay looking forward and jump. So you're at the top edge of your mat, looking forward. Bring your head down. Okay, take your hands forward. Interlock your thumbs, bend your knees. And then pushing down, squeezing into your belly, squeezing into lift up, take a slight back bend, and then back to upright. Bring your hands together, drawing in towards your heart center. Take a few breaths here. Okay, so we have one more on the left and the right. We're going to do pretty much what we did on the last one, except we'll take a slight twist with it. Okay, so bringing your hands in. Inhale, take your arms straight up. Exhale, draw down through the midline, squeezing down all the way, bringing the hands down to the floor. Inhale, coming up to halfway. Exhale, back down again. Take your right leg, nice big stride back. Keep that heel lifted, nice and strong in the back leg. Take your hands out in front, make a fist, pull in towards your belly as you lift up. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in, pulling in, that's 1. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in, that's 2. Inhale, arms up and squeeze in, that's 3. Inhale, arms up, left hand down, right arm going across. So it's going across and then we're bringing the hands together, pushing the hands together. Now push away from that lower leg so you lift up that little bit more and you're tucking in on that lower shoulder or lower shoulder blade. Nice and strong in the back leg. Hold here, a couple of breaths. Okay, look forward. Bring your hands low. Squeeze in as you pull yourself all the way up. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, bringing your hands down to the floor, but with control. Step the leg back. Take a little coming forward. Keep pushing back through the legs. Inhale, lifting up with the chest, and then pull back. From here, bend and straighten your legs. Look forward to the top edge of your mat. So you've got this now, squeezing into your belly, jump. And bend your knees. Bring your thumbs together, pressing down, rooting down, rising up, taking a slight back bend, and then back to upright. Bringing your hands into the heart center. So just focus here just on your breathing. So on the other, all the focus is really right into that belly, pulling right in. I'm really feeling this, so doing it slow, deliberately slow, so we really have time to be able to tune in. Okay, last side. So looking at the hands, taking the arms up, and then all the way down. Squeeze into your belly, squeeze in, as you bring the hands all the way down to the floor. Inhale, just coming up to halfway. Exhale, back down. So this time taking your left leg, big stride back. Keep a nice strong back leg, heel is lifted. Draw back through your belly, hands as if you're pulling up, squeeze into your belly. And then inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeezing in. I think that's 3. There, arms up. Taking your twist here. So right hand down onto the right leg. Left arm is going across. So really establish by pushing down into that back leg. Draw back through your belly. Bring your hands together. Keep creating the space. Pulling back in your belly. Pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. Get that arm pushing into the leg. So it'll help with that lower shoulder blade. Holding here. A couple of breaths. Okay, look forward. So raise your arms first of all. And then slow control, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your front leg back. So we're going to come back, pull with the hips back, come forward into your plank. Stay on with pushing your heels back, strong in the legs, lifting the chest. Make sure that belly is drawing back. You're not just swinging those hips forward. Head down, pull all the way back. From here, now this is where you've got this, so you look forward, top edge of your mat, bend and straighten, squeeze back in the belly, squeeze back, and jump. Legs to the top and feet to the top edge of your mat. Bend your knees. Bring your hands out in front, thumbs interlocked, and then pushing down, coming all the way up. Take a little back bend, and then all the way up. And hands back in towards your heart center. Oh, okay. So we're done on our Sun Salutations for now. So this is where we're going to come down onto our mat. So you want to bring yourselves all the way down to sitting. So if you can, aim to keep your feet fairly close together. Take your hands in front and then sitting back as carefully as you can. So you can, if you can, keep the knees close together as you do that. I have to separate mine a little bit. I'm only human. Okay. Right. So we're going to just, again, tuning into our belly. Now for this one, I've got, you can roll your mat up because you're going to use your mat at some point. That's just going to be, you can use it from now. So I've got I can tell I've done that twist and it's really wrung out. Sorry. Baby. Right. So I've got something that's a little bit sturdy just over my feet. So if you think just rolling up your mat, then that's going to be fine on there. And you can take your 2 blocks and you're going to have those into your hands. So on this first one, we're going to bring ourselves just to lying down. Arms are going to go back. Now I'm going to stretch away with my arms and I'm going to push out through my heels to begin with, really connect into that core line. So I'm going to imagine that these blocks here are as heavy as what the mat is on my legs. So if you have, even if you have your bolster, you could always do it with your bolster instead. So, just something nice and weighty on there. So imagine that the blocks are a lead weight as well. Now keep your chin in and you're not wanting to stick your lower rib cage up. So pull that in, pull the belly in. Now imagine that you're trying to bring your legs up off the floor. So we're going to do this first of all just by pushing the heels away. And imagine those legs are coming up. Even if they come up easy, just imagine that whatever it is that's on your legs is winning. So it's keeping you down. So same with my arms. Imagine a lead weight on my hands. And I'm going to try and lift my arms up. I'm going to try and lift my legs up. And I'm just squeezing those lower rib cage in. I'm drawing back on my belly as much as I can. Holding there, keep working with it. A few more seconds. And then release down. Oh, okay. Right. So from here, now I'm going to just imagine that my legs are staying in place. I'm going to point the toes on this one, and then we're going for it again. So pointing the toes and trying to bring the legs up, trying to lift my arms, squeezing into my belly, holding here, holding. Keep that lower part of the rib cage in. Keep your belly drawing in. Keep it in. And release. Oh, okay, right. So just once you've taken a couple of breaths there, then we'll move on. So now we're going to start, just to imagine the weight is heavier on the legs. You're going to keep the toes pointing. And then we're bringing the arms just up. So we're going to lift up just a little way. So if I move that, I'll just move mine. So imagine you've got your belt, your block in this hand, and you're lifting up just a little bit, and as if you're trying to stretch towards your feet. Okay, so we can see that. So we're just lifting. Keep your belly squeezing in. And the whole of my body here is trembling as I'm doing this. Trembling. Oh, and then release. Oh, okay. Right, so we'll do one more of those. So here we go again. So arms are stretching forward. We can come up. If you can bring yourself up a little bit more without the legs coming off the floor, then by all means do. But keep your belly drawing back. Rib cage drawing in as much as you can. And then releasing down. Okay, so taking a breather. Right, now ready for the next part. So on this one, the arms are going in the same direction. We bring ourselves up, and as we're bringing ourselves up, then the legs are going to come up as well. So we're here. If I move that, and you'll see, so arm is reaching out, legs are lifted. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your belly, squeeze your belly, squeeze it. Hold, a little bit more. And then back down. Oh, that one's a killer. Okay, so if we can, one more. So we can come up. That's it. Pulling in, squeeze. So again, if you imagine, right, squeeze this part in. Lower part of the rib cage pulling in. Belly pulling in. Arms stretching out. Holding. And then back down. It's quick on the way down, isn't it? Quick on the way down. Okay, so we can then move that from the feet. Let's get rid of that one. Now, you might want to just draw your knees in. Just rock over gently from side to side there. So keep rocking until you feel like it's okay. And to give the back a little bit of a stretch out as well, then you want to feel that you're, so once you've rocked the legs, pull the legs in and take hold across your shins and pull in nice and tight. It's going to give the back a nice little bit of a stretch. Okay, so once we've rocked about and we're there, then you're going to bring yourselves again just back up to standing. So here we're going to work into Bakasana. So Bakasana is your crow pose. You've worked so much in your belly, so it'll be so ready for this now. Okay, so you can take your feet out about this distance apart. We're going to squeeze in, round out a little bit just across your shoulders. So rounding out, squeezing in, so pulling in. Bend your legs, but still feel that upward energy, and bring your hands down to the floor. So if you imagine I am this shape at the moment, my hands are going to go flat, nicely spread out. I'm going to start to lift my bottom. You see how high my bottom is? If you're here, it's going to be harder to lift. So keep your bottom up nice and high. Spread your fingers. Get your legs now, clamp them onto your arms, clamping. Look forward, look forward. The weight has started to move forward. As that happens, bring one leg up, bring the other leg up, and holding there. Okay, so hopefully we managed to get a little bit of a lift. Shall we go for it again? So if you were having trouble getting the feet up off the floor, to give you a little bit of a head start, it's always nice to try it without first, but you can have your feet just up onto a block. So when you do come down, again, feel as if you're really zipping in, pulling up. So when you're down, your legs are already a good way up. So that way you only need to kind of really feel that clamp, and then a little bit more of a lift, and then the other lift. Okay, so whether you want the blocks there or not, I want you to really feel, so you can go through it now, so feel the pulling up, drawing up, then start to round it out. Come forward, come forward, come forward. Place your hands down onto the floor. When your hands are down onto the floor, make sure your bottom is up nice and high, and then bring your legs, so clamping inner thigh, the inner part of your knee and your thigh there towards the arm. Get it high up onto the arm. So once you're into there, shift your weight slightly forward. So moving it forward, bringing your chest forward more. So like you did when you were in your upward facing dogs or in your cobras. So you want to really feel that chest pulling through. Good, and then once you're forward and still looking forward like you do on your jumps, that's going to help you fly. And then lift one leg and then lift the other leg. So we're coming forward and legs are lifted, nice and springy in the legs. So looking forward, looking forward, looking forward, clamp hold, chest is heading forward, and we have that lift off. Okay, and then feet back down. So let me know how you get on with that one. I want to know how many of you have been up and flying. Okay, right. So let's look at a tripod headstand, and then you can bring your legs onto there as well in that one. So I think I'll try and show you from two different angles. I'll show you sideways on, and I'll also show you so you see the front of me more. Right, so with your tripod, and then taking the legs into like Bakasana legs, so tucking in. So get your triangle shape where you know you're going to have the crown of your head. So right, the crown of your head. If you measure, so if you do it like this, right? So you have. Somebody showed me this little trick. So if you have thumb on your nose and your index finger on your chin, and then swivel that around, that should take it up to your third eye point. Swivel it round again, and where your thumb is will be the crown of your head. So this is the area where you're going to feel pressing into the floor. Okay, so hands are there, crown of your head onto the floor. So spread your fingers out nice and wide, have your elbows just heading straight back, and then lifting up. So we're coming up, walking in, walking in, walking in. Then get your legs and take a little lift and holding there, just perching yourself there. Okay, so now if you want to go for it, let me show you this way as well. So if you're wanting to go into it slightly different, then you can have, again, get your tripod headstand set up. Walk your legs in, squeezing in. So we're lifting up, so you can come up, and then you can bring your legs down onto your arms and hold that. And then you can rock it back over, if you feel okay with it, going back up into Bakasana again. So just shifting the weight back. Okay, so you're going to take a few breaths there, up in that pose. See how you feel. Let me know, as I say, if you have managed to lift up, if you managed to do your Bakasana, and then also in your tripod headstand. Remember, if you're feeling that in your neck, you really want to lift those shoulders. Feel as if this, when I say lift, if you're upside down, you would be lifting them, pulling down. So if you think when you're in your dog pose, you're all the time having to pull your shoulders back. So it's going to keep your neck nice and long. Okay, so from here, we're going to be going into Savangasana. Now, Savangasana, when we've done it before, we've taken the legs over to a chair. So, and I want you now, if you're near the wall, then you can gauge it through the wall, because we're going to start to bring the legs down a little bit lower. So, I'll just move my camera slightly. I thought it was sick. Okay. So get your distance. So you're at the wall. So my fingers are just out. I have to really stretch. Okay, nice and flat through the body. And then drawing your legs in, taking your legs straight up. Again, you've worked the core, so you should be able to lift up nice and easily here. So hands straight onto the back, lifting up to what you feel is your highest point, and then hinging at your hips, bring your feet over to the wall or to your sofa, edge of the sofa. Now you're going to hold here for a few breaths. You're going to then bring your arms in so you can squeeze your elbows a little bit closer together. Now, after you've done 3 or 4 breaths, again, keep your hands back onto your back. Keep your belly squeezing back. Start to walk your legs down so you can bring your feet towards the floor. Keep your belly squeezing back. Now, bring your hands round. Take hold onto your shins and squeezing into your belly, let the hands push into your shins. Now you can always tap your toes if you want to, just on the door. I'm going to move, and then you'll be able to see me, I think, a little bit better if I'm more here. Okay, so we went from being straight up, over, arms stretching out, legs strong. Then bring your hands round. Hands go onto the shins. Press the feet up off the floor. Squeeze your belly back. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Now, some of you may be able to keep your belly squeezing in, lift the legs, lift the legs, lift the legs. And then catch in the back. So legs will go straight up, and then soften your knees. Keep that energy lifting the whole time so you don't feel as if the knees are going to clock you on the head. Release your hands down and slowly just rolling down. Take a few breaths once you're down. Okay, right. So once you've taken a few breaths, then we're going to be just doing a few leg raises before our final pose. So second to last pose this is, except we're going to work it in a few stages. So let me just show you first. If you're struggling with your back, then you can keep one leg down onto the floor. So we'll be taking the leg up, we'll be pulling it in, taking it to 60, pulling it in, taking it to 30, pulling it in, taking it back up to 90, pulling it in. Then do it the other side. Okay, so obviously if you're working with 2 legs, then 2 legs are going up, drawing in, 60, in, 30, up and in. So we'll be doing it twice. So the people with 1 leg on the on the floor, then you get a chance to swap over and to do the other leg the next time. So hands can either tuck underneath your bum, or you can take them back over your head. If you've got your blocks handy, it might be nice just to take hold of your blocks and just stretch those arms back. Or if you've got a weight there, then you can hold on to your weight as well. Or with your hands underneath the sofa, that's fine. Okay, so first of all, from the legs being straight and stretched out, draw the knees in, pulling them in, tight in towards the chest. So everyone pulling the legs in. If you're working one leg, then bring that foot down to the floor. Otherwise, then taking your legs up to 90 degrees, pointing the toes, keeping the legs stretched up as much as you can, drawing back, drawing back, drawing back. Pull the legs in, take it to 60, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, drawing back in, take the legs to 30, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, drawing back in, take the legs back up to 90, squeezing in, lift nice strong legs, okay, and pull back in, and then if you need to, changing legs, and then again, back to 60, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, and back in, back to 30, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in, back in, and then back up to 90, squeezing in. Okay, and pull the legs in towards the chest. Now either bring your feet down, or if you want to go for it a little bit more, then we can take it a little bit further. So we can draw in towards the chest, then take the legs up 90 degrees, stretching right up. Pull the legs in, go to 90, in, 30, in, along the floor, back in, 30, back in, 60, back in, 90, back in. Okay, we'll do it again. 90, back in, 60, back in, 30, back in, along the floor, back in, 30, back in, 60, back in, 90, back in. Feet down to the floor, take a little rock over from side to side. Bring your lead arms back down by your sides. Take a little rock over side to side. Okay. So last part of this section. I don't know where I put my blocks. I don't need them. Sorry about that. Right, so draw your legs in towards your chest. Stretch the legs up. This is where we're going to be scissoring the legs. So we're just going to bring the top part of the back up a little bit from the floor and lifting up so arms are stretching up. Now take the legs out wide. Hit the wall. So, so legs are up, taking the legs out wide as you can comfortably go. Point the toes. Bring your arms, stretch them forward, as far forward as you can. Okay, we're going to do 10 pulses here. Pulses are going to be fast. I can hear my cat at the door. So pulses are going to be fast. After 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, squeeze the legs in. Okay, pull them in towards the body. Oh. And then feet down. Take a little rock over from side to side. Okay, so from here, just rock and roll to bring yourselves up. So we're going to just finish with a twist. So take your block to sit on. So Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So now by all means you can do this with the lower leg straight if you want to. Otherwise you're going to be taking your left leg underneath. Right leg is coming over the top. So holding on, pulling up nice and tall. Make sure that we're not just sat right onto this foot, but make sure that this hip stays down. So pressing down, keeping that lift. Now, if we're going to keep hold of that, so it's opposite arm to leg, and then taking your right arm going back behind you. So I'm not mirror imaging on these, and just because it gets really confusing with a twist. So just listen to the instruction. Left leg underneath, right leg on the top. Right arm is back behind you or pushing into the sofa or into the wall, whatever you've got behind you, or the floor. Take your left arm up, bring it down over that leg. So once it goes over, you can either bring the hand holding onto the leg, or you can just keep the arm up, or the alternative if you're holding onto the leg. So whichever you feel is the most beneficial to you. Okay, take a few breaths. So really wringing out across the belly. Okay, and then bringing it back round. Oh, straighten out with the legs. So from straight legs, then we're going to take the right leg underneath. Left leg going over the top. So making sure, again, if you pull too high, you're going to pull this hip away and it's going to shorten on that side. So keep that hip pressing down. Make sure you're not sat on your right foot. Okay, so once we get level here, leveled up, we can keep hold. I'm going to take my left arm back behind me. So it's going to go into the wall or into the floor, into the sofa. My right arm is going to go up and over the leg. So again, you can always work just to straighten that the arm out, or you can have the arm bent, or you can just grab hold of the leg, whichever you feel is going to be best for you. Make sure that you're sat tall, squeeze back a little bit through your belly, and then focus on your breathing here. Great for that ring out in the belly. And then keep the height as you bring yourselves back round. Okay, again, straighten out with the legs. Okay, and there we are, ready for Shavasana. So if you want to now, I'm not gonna talk you through Shavasana on this one. So we're just gonna bring ourselves down. You can then pause your laptops, whatever, your phones or anything, pause it for 10 minutes. Give yourselves 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, and then join me back here. So get yourselves settled, get yourselves all the blankets, comfort and everything that you need. Make your Shavasana as comfortable as possible for you. So just setting your timer for 10 minutes. After your 10 minutes is through, then just come back and unpause me. Okay. So if you've now pressed the pause again, so the video is now playing, then just bring yourselves into a comfortable seated position. Bring your palms together. Just closing your eyes just for a moment more. And just turning so the chin is facing down towards your heart center. Eyes looking down. Bringing that connection back into your intention, which you set at the beginning and work with through your practice. Notice how you feel. Notice the quality of your breathing. And then to close the session, taking the hands up over the crown. Slowly start to draw the hands down, coming down past the Ajna chakra. Just tuning into your intuition, to your inner knowledge and your wisdom. Bring it down to the Vishuddha, where you speak your truth and listen well. The Anahata, your heart center, your center for love, joy, compassion, for kindness, for all the good things. Come down to the Manipura. And this center for your will, your drive, your determination. This is your power, your strength. This is where we find your confidence and know how to use it wisely. Bring your hands down to the Svadhisthana. Your center for creativity, for new beginnings. It's all about change and acceptance of change. And the Muladhara, again, giving you your strength, your stability, your grounding. And bringing your hands back to your heart center, the Anahata chakra. And just for a moment, just placing one hand over the other just at your heart center. Taking a few deep breaths. And thinking about, again, what this center means. So love, compassion, joy, bliss. And for kindness. So always working with love and compassion in your heart. Always being kind. And finding your bliss. And then bringing your hands again back into the Anjali Mudra. And blinking the eyes open. Namaste. Okay, so week 2, Core Blimey. Core Blimey, Governor. Okay, so let me know how you get on in that one, how it feels. I know really slowing it down, working intensely, really focusing on one particular area. I was really feeling that through the whole of that. So these are played out. I don't edit them or anything. So yeah, well, however you see me react sometimes is how I'm feeling. Sometimes even if I lose my words and things like that, because I'm really focused, I'm really trying to be in it to hopefully try and experience a little bit about what you're all experiencing as well. It's hard to do a core one because sometimes when you're breathing, you lose that connection slightly. It moves out in a different way. So you have to really focus and really tune in. And I was really feeling that. So let me know how you get on, and hopefully everyone is feeling good. Okay, strong in there. Okay, thank you. See you soon.